Warning, the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Your discretion is advised. Think Different TV, live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me, your girl Lashia. Join me as I discuss social topics, spotlight independent artists, and share financial tips. Join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. Think Different TV, where minds meet. You're the reason I wake up, the reason I smile.
But the secret is you got to coordinate. Most people don't coordinate, so you got to coordinate.
Say hello to America's new favorite game show, Think Different TV's Play or Pass. Get ready to experience trivia like never before. It's not just about what you know, it's about how you play the game. Join our charismatic host Bubbles every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the most exhilarating trivia battles on television. As we wrap up our incredible first season, we're gearing up for an even more exciting season 2 in 2025. We're looking for sharp minds and strategic thinkers to join us for one-on-one duels, thrilling team battles, and high-energy tournaments for high school and college students. Think you've got what it takes to outsmart the competition? Prove it! Become a contestant by calling 267-225-1824 or emailing lashiastar2@gmail.com.
Go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business.
Hey, you're watching my mommy on Think Different TVs.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Think Different TV, where minds meet. I'm your host, Lashia. What's up, y'all? Uh, I would like to say I'm at 100%, but I'm really not at 100%. Lord knows I am trying to get through these days, man. I took a week off, and the crazy thing is, last week I wasn't even sick. I just said, you know what? I'm mentally exhausted, so let me take a break. And then in the interim, I got sick. So I'm a little under the weather, y'all, but this is to be expected. If you've been following me and been watching the show for the past 3 seasons, you know that around this time of year, whether it be Thanksgiving, Christmas, or the New Year, I am sick. So please, please, please allow me some grace. Um, I just need thank you, bro. Young P is in the building. We also got Trivella Fire in the building. Um, so y'all already know how this goes. I'm always stuffy, congested, sinus pressure, all of the above going into this holiday. And here go my mom. When you make the sweet potato pies, make sure you got on gloves and a mask. I'm like, I know, mom, I know. So yeah. But thank you, Trivela Fire. I just need to check on the sound, make sure I'm sounding good. Obviously, y'all are responding to me. So y'all are hearing me, and I hope I'm not peaking too much. I'm trying not to do too much tonight. I do have a crazy hot topic. Thank you so much, I am Young P. Trevo is slacking. He's slacking, man. He's slacking. um, I have a hot topic for y'all that is very near and dear to my heart. Also, and as we're wrapping up our general theme, which is Nonsense November, we had some nonsense go down in these past couple of weeks. It's been a lot of stuff happening, y'all. I mean, like, I haven't even done my opinions, right? For 2 weeks, I haven't done in my opinions. And it's just like so much happening. And I feel like, well, when you stop moving, the world doesn't stop moving when you stop moving. When you stop being as immersive in the world and everything like that, that doesn't mean that things in the world stop happening because you're taking a break. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot going on. I don't know if y'all seen, like, just take the topic of concerts, right? You got Burna Boy, who is facing backlash because he talked about how somebody was in the front row and how they was falling asleep, and that he told the boyfriend to take his girlfriend home if she's gonna be falling asleep. You had Erica Badu telling the guy, "Hey, I'm not gonna continue my concert unless you fix your your face. You up here me mugging me with your arms crossed. Like, who stands in the front row and does that, you know?" Then you have JT, who says she's not performing for a certain crowd ever again because the energy is just off. But somebody said, talent makes people want to holler. And if you ain't got talent, then, they're not going to be cheering and everything like that. So there's that. Recently, you had Mario do a concert. And while he's up there singing, and it was women reaching up, one woman reached up and touched his private parts. Oh my goodness. Like, what is going on? So yeah. It's like really, really crazy. And then you have I think that was it. Oh, and Lloyd dancing, and he falls. He takes a tumble out of nowhere. I don't know what the hell he was even doing that made him fall. Because I watched the video over and over again, y'all, for laughs, but also for research to find out what the heck. How was he falling? Because he did like a spin, and then it's like he tripped over his own shoes. I don't know. It was very weird. Like, even the cord, I was like, maybe he tripped over the cord. He was nowhere near the cord. He just fell. And then he laid there for a while. He laid there for a while because I don't know if it was the fall or the embarrassment of the fall, but I probably would have laid there too, like, for a minute. Like, I can't believe I just fell. Trevo said, "Oh yeah, lock her up, because if I can't touch Bia, she can't assault Mario." And they said, "Oh wait." Trevo also said, "Oh age catching up. He done slipped up." Yeah, man, it was a lot going on with these live concerts, man. These shows are something else. And I want y'all to leave in the comments what y'all think about that. Like, if you're a performer, okay, from both sides of the coin. If you're a performer and you come there to perform, and somebody's in the front row and they're, looking like they're not enjoying the concert, do you take notice of that, or do you take notice of the people who are actually enjoying the concert? And then on the flip side, you know how they say, I can if I'm spending my money, you already got your money. Like, who cares what I'm doing in the front row? Like, who cares if I'm enjoying the concert or not? Now, the whole SA of Mario, that is a no. I'm not even gonna ask about anybody's opinion on that, because straight up and down, she was wrong for doing it. But how do y'all feel about artists snapping at patrons for not being into the concert that they are given? Personally, I don't spend money on going to a concert that I'm not going to enjoy. I would go with the anticipation of, I'm going to enjoy this concert. If I spend money to go see Toni Braxton, I'm expecting that I'm going to enjoy myself at a Toni Braxton concert, vibing out to her tunes and all that stuff. I wouldn't spend money and not know exactly what I'm spending money for. Now, if it's like I get there and the concert is disappointing, I'll still try to make the most of it, but I will be disappointed, because I spent money to come see a concert. But y'all leave y'all thoughts in the comments. Leave y'all thoughts in the comments. I'm gonna come back to it. In the meantime, in between time, let's get through these announcements really quickly. Shout out to Euphoria Water, the cleanest, healthiest water in Philadelphia. Alkaline water with minerals, no chemicals, no additives. It is good and good for you. If you're going to hydrate the right way. Get your Euphoria Water today. You can find Euphoria Water on IG at Euphoria Water. That's UPHORIAWATER. And if you live in the Philadelphia area and want Euphoria Water delivered to your home, you contact Captain at 267-707-8279. I need to get me a new shipment very, very soon. This flu is no joke, okay? Get y'all shots. I mean, those who believe in getting flu shots, go get y'all flu shots. Cause I get mine and my body is like, but I like the fact that my body is fighting it naturally. And that, I'm able to get over the real thing, because when you get a flu shot, what happens? They take and they inject you with it, and then your body fights off this injected form of the flu. So yeah, Euphoria Water, get your Euphoria Water. A1 Day One sponsor since the beginning of time. Since the beginning of time, when Think Different TV was an IG show. Now it's a network and it's a brand. And on the network, we have several shows. We have, in my opinion, with Think Different TV's LaShia every Sunday at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on It's Yours Radio, hosted by my bros Dario and Beck on Live 97.5 FM in Salisbury, Maryland. And if you saying like I can't listen to it because it's in Salisbury, Maryland, no worries. You can always listen in on www.live975.com. That is, in my opinion, on Sundays. On Mondays, we have Think Different TV every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on the Think Different TV YouTube channel, Facebook, and Instagram. All right. If you're watching on Instagram right now, shout out to you. Thank you so much for watching on Instagram. However, if you are leaving comments and you want to be seen and heard, I'm not able to see the comments. So if you want to be seen and heard, come right on over to YouTube. Okay. Come right on over to YouTube, and I can see all your comments in real time, and I will shout you out. Make sure you also leave where you're watching from. Are you watching from Philly? Are you watching from Maryland? Are you watching from South Carolina? Leave it in the comments. Let me know. Let me know. All right. That's Think Different TV. Then we got Think Different TV's Player Pass. It is no longer airing on Tuesday nights. However, we do have a playlist on our YouTube channel, and you can catch up on all the episodes. We are looking to rebrand. So we are coming back next year, full force, new look, new sound, everything. So stay tuned for that. Think Different TV's Player Pass game show will still be on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, right now we're not airing. You could catch the replays on our Think Different TV YouTube channel under the playlist Think Different TV's Player Pass. Think Different TV is on Wednesday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on patreon.com, not Facebook, not YouTube, not Instagram. It's only on patreon.com/TDTV KDTV. Gonna have some new content for you guys for this week. Not next week, this week. So tune in, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys. That is the lineup. And I'll make a good time. All right. I'm already worn out. We're only 15 minutes in and I'm already worn out, y'all. I'm not even going to lie. But I'm going to get through. We have a heck of a hot topic. Today's hot topic is under the umbrella of our theme since November. Is called HEALTHFIELD. Too many Karens, not enough caring. Too many Karens, not enough caring. And then after this first video that I play for you guys, we're going to jump into our TDTV music video of the week, Counting Up by I Am Young P, my bro from Maryland. So make sure y'all tune in for that. So again, we're going to jump into these videos for the hot topic. And then we're going to jump into our TDTV music video of the week, Counting Up by I Am Young P. Then we're going to come back to the hot topic because I have more to add to it. Then we're going to play the TDTV music video of the week again. And then we're going to close out the show. Now, usually we do What the Helly of the Week. But because this topic is going to be so immersive, and I really, really need y'all to bear with me in my sickness, but I also want y'all to take note of this topic because it's crazy. Because last year I did this topic before. It was healthcare and how Black women are treated unfairly in the healthcare industry because we are believed to be exaggerating our pain symptoms because they don't think that we feel pain like our counterparts that are not of color. You get what I'm saying? So it was 2 incidents that happened. It's funny because I was going to do just this one incident because it was just one isolated incident. And then another incident happened 5 days later. Same type of situation. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the hot topic just like this.
I'm coming in hot.
How about new?
Fuck! When's your due date?
Right now.
Is your due date September 11th? What? How many times have you been pregnant?
3.
This is your 3rd pregnancy?
Yes.
You have 2 babies
It's
at
in my
home?
ass.
You have 2 babies at home? Who's your doctor?
Lang is her doctor. Y'all treat all your patients like this or just the Black ones?
Beverly, this is the first time I have a patient for you. Alright, last name is Jones. She's G3P2. I'm not sure when her due date is.
Her due date is
Just
the
said it
10th.
was the 10th.
And her
She had 3 pregnancies, 2 babies at home. I bet y'all listen next time. When you found out you was delivering at this hospital, your ass should have changed doctors. Everybody say how they treat people here. You ready? Waiting on him. Are y'all for real right now? So, if she have give birth in a chair, that's what it is?
I can't take her upstairs without
Which is what?
Miss your
So you'll take a chance of infections and her having a baby in this chair. So she's not a priority. This right here. Hey guys, I'm here with Mom and baby Cash. They are doing well. He has a doctor's appointment tomorrow at the pediatric center. It's a lot of concerns. They taking tests on him. He still have to go through several other tests down the line because he was born with his eyes open, and due to the stress and trauma that occurred in the triage area, the baby had a bowel movement in Mom, and the fluids was green. And like I said, he born with his eyes open. So they are, you know, taking all that in consideration as well. But he's eating well, sleeping well, looking good. And I was also reading a lot of the comments, and some of you under the impression it was twins. They are not twins. This is daughter with baby Cash, and this is other daughter with baby DJ. They are a month apart. DJ born 10-10 and KJ born 11-11. Thank you again for your support and your concerns, and we will most definitely keep you updated. Hello, TikTok family. This is a follow-up on the video that I posted earlier. So I was at work. I had no idea of the activity that was going on. My daughter's texting me, calling me. I didn't know what was going on. So finally I get home, they tell me about the video, and a lot of you was asking about a follow-up and to explain the situation. So this is the situation. My daughter went into active labor at home. We took her to the hospital. She called ahead of time, so we know they are expecting us. However, we get there to the emergency room. We watching nurses, you know, putting gloves on, running to the door. They get outside of the door, and I drive a black SUV, and they look at my vehicle, and one of the nurses come up to the window, and she goes, I'm sorry, this is for ambulance only. I said, well, my daughter is in active labor. And she was like, okay. She said, but you're going to have to go to the front. I'm like, I have to drive to the front. And they said, yeah, you have to drive to the front. Okay, another redhead. And so I'm like, so she's in the, you hear, and it was like, yeah, she started bagging up, hit the button, went back inside the building. So I go around to the front. I get out of the car. Again, this girl is in more pain now than she was when we first left the house. And she started saying, I feel pressure, I feel pressure. I said, take deep breaths. I ran in. I said, hey, my daughter's in the car. I went to emergency. They told me I had to come to the front. So the lady was like, what's your daughter's name? Told her Kiara Jones. She gets out some paperwork, start typing in the name. I was like, ma'am, do you have a wheelchair or anything? She's in the car. I need to get her in. Oh, if you check on the other side of those doors where the vending machine's at, there should be a wheelchair out there. There's no wheelchair out there. So she gets up, she walks in the back, and she come to the door with a wheelchair. She said, here you go, ma'am. I said, excuse me, you're not going to come with me? And she was like, no. Oh, okay. So, a police officer was in the lobby. He gets up. He grabbed a wheelchair. He goes out the door with me. He said, come on, I got you. Went out there. She is on hands and knees in the back of the vehicle. And I'm like, oh, shit, what is going on? And then she goes, it's in my ass. And I was like, what? And the guy was like, and she was like, he said, okay, she was like, give me a minute. She could not move. So when that contraction eased, we put her in a wheelchair. He said, you can go park your car, because they, again, had people out there. So I went park my car. It wasn't even 30 seconds. I run back in the building. She's just there with a stack of papers in her hand, screaming that this baby is coming. This baby is coming. I look at the registers behind the window, and they looking at me, and they was like, well, we can't do anything until she signed the papers. Are you fucking kidding me? So I grabbed the papers, and of course, it's all ER bullshit that they have. And I was like, you want her to sign this, and she's in active labor. And they was like, okay. I was like, ma'am, she was supposed to be induced earlier today at 8 o'clock. And they called and told her that they will call her because they didn't have beds. And they will let her know. And no one ever called back. They called back every hour on an hour. And they was like, no, we'll call you back. And then finally, her water break, she called them. They tell her to come in. So why is she signing these papers? We need her in labor and delivery. And I was like, ma'am, I'm sorry. So the charge nurse comes out. And she saw the paper signed. What fucking, are you serious right now? And she closes the door. And then the lady behind the window, at this point, my daughter, scribbled her name on all the papers. We gave it to her. She says, thank you. She walked it around to the charge nurse. She opened up the door. My daughter is literally like having a contraction. And she's just standing there in the door. So we push her into the door. I said, can we get her into labor and delivery? She said, no, we have to fill out all this paperwork. I have to do the paperwork and get her a band before we can send her upstairs. So that was the video that you guys saw that I initially posted. So the next video that has no picture on it was when I was pushing her in and we was at the window, because they asked me to move her from the window so they can take care of the guests or, patients that was coming in and out. Do not go to this hospital. This hospital is ghetto as hell. They do not care about Black women or their babies. This is crazy. I read about stuff like this all the time, but to see this firsthand, this lady did not care, none of them. It wasn't until we got into labor and delivery where we saw an ounce of care or sympathy for her. Before then, they can care less. She did not care if she gave birth in that wheelchair. That was not her problem or her concern.
All right, y'all. That is the hot topic. That's just the first part of the hot topic because we got another story that happened exactly 5 days later. 5 days later, another incident happened. 4 or 5, I think it's 5. 5 days later, another incident happened on the East Coast. So that was on the Midwest, West Coast in Texas. This one happened in Chicago. So before we even jump into that second half, I see the comments. I'm going to get to the comments. But for right now, we're going to jump into this TDTV music video of the week. Counting Up by I Am Young P. And then afterwards, we're going to jump into even more of this hot topic, man. It's hot. But we're going to jump into this TDTV music video of the week by my bro, I Am Young P. Counting Up. Let's go.
Hey, this is your favorite niece, Aaliyah. You're watching Think Different TV, hosted by Lashia, and this is the music video of the week.
Yeah. Hey, Cyrus, what it do? Let's get it. It was painful, but a nigga made it click. I get stoned just to get away from here. They be talking about me like a nigga can't hit. I keep God with me, so I'm never scared. It was painful, but a nigga made it click. I get stoned just to get away from here. I go by Young P, just talking about me like a nigga can't hit. I come and beat you. I keep God with me, so I'm never scared. Love me now, baby. Don't wait till I take off. Screaming rest in peace to the homie take off. Folks is weird, baby. Some ain't trying to be part of. I get money, baby. Some ain't trying to show off. I came up, baby. Fuck around, blew it off. I be fly, baby. Something just like Rudolph. I know I'm hot, baby. I can't even cool off. I'm in the crib, baby. Made this happen. Hey, I go by Young P, in case you ain't know me, heard? I come in peace, yeah. Let's get it. I've been counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul. I got vision like an owl. I've been counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul. I got vision like an owl. Counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul. I got vision like an owl. I've been counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul. I got vision like an owl. I thank God I seen every dirty move that they pull. I keep stacking, I'm be swimming in my money like a pool. I show love, everything they did to a nigga was a screw. Tell myself I get some money, never been a fan of school. I be counting up, mama ain't raised no fool. I be counting up, nigga who are you? I be counting up, mama ain't raised no fool. I be counting up, nigga who the fuck is you? I stay counting like a bank, I'm screaming loud as shit is dang. Organization we move like Frank, when I'm on the clock, no time to blank. I stay counting like a bank, I'm screaming loud as shit is dang. Organization was moving like Frank, when I'm on the clock, no time to blank. I've been counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul. I got vision like an owl. I've been counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul. I got vision like an owl. Counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul. I got vision like an owl. I've been counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul. I got vision like an owl.
GoFundMe is not life insurance. The time for life insurance is now.
I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business.
I swear, I'm Young P is always working, man. He's always working, man. He always dropping something, man. I mean, he dropped so much, man. I can't even keep up. I can't even keep up with how many hits he be dropping on our heads, man. Y'all gotta go and follow him on IG at Real I Am Young P3 and subscribe to his YouTube channel, I Am Young P, because I swear, if you don't have your notification bell on and you don't follow him, you can be missing drops. I swear he drops every week. No lie. No lie. Just like Trivola Fire, they just keep dropping, like what? And I got nothing but respect for them because they keep on doing it. Salute to you guys. Y'all my bros, y'all keep doing it. And I'm so proud of y'all. We're going to finish 2025 strong, go into 2026 and make more bangers, all right? So it's always love here at Think Different TV. Listen, if you know an independent artist that wants to get put on, you could absolutely hit up Think Different TV LLC on IG, or you can hit up Trivola Fire at real _ Trivola Fire on Instagram. Listen, because Trivo actually the one that finds all these independent artists, finds the videos, takes the time to send it to me and let me know who's new and up and coming. And I just want to share this with y'all real quick. All right. And then I'm gonna hop off of it because we still got more hot topic to go into. So recently there was this internet, I guess internet, they're like a podcast. Well, they do videos like we do videos, but they do interviews, right? It's called The Untold Interview. All right. Keep that in mind. The Untold Interview. Now, I'm not saying go give them views and everything and likes and shares and all that different stuff, because I'm not mentioning them because they're good people. So anyway, I say that some people like to cause divisiveness in the music scene in Philly. Philly already cliquish as it is. That's why I don't really do music in Philly no more. I go to karaoke every now and then, do a little open mic or whatever, a little shoo-wop, doo-wop. But I don't get immersed like I used to because of the politics within the music scene. All right. And so shout out to Lisa Alexandria. Alexandria just celebrated a birthday. And I had mentioned, because they did a list of their top 10 artists for 2025 and didn't have her on the list, even though they sat her down, she did a whole interview with them, all this stuff, right? And I said, I would never do that. I would never sit up there with my platform and create a top 10 list. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because all the artists that I have on my show are fire. All of them. I would never sit up there and create divisiveness within the independent music scene, because we're already a small team as it is. All right. Independent artists already are getting beaten down by these commercial artists, and they're being told, oh, y'all can't go mainstream and this and the third. But with all the tools we have today, it can absolutely happen. You could be cooking up in the kitchen one day, a hot beat and a hot song, and be famous the next with the use of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Just like if you just keep, you can stream your own music. You don't have to wait until somebody plays your music on the radio, even though it still gives you the feels when you listen to the radio and you hear your song come on. It does give you the feels, but you don't need to go that route anymore. And I said, that's crazy how y'all did a whole interview, but y'all don't have her on the list. That's interesting. And then they take my comment and they post me in the story, talk about something. It's clown shit for me to say something like that. Then I responded to them and I put in my story, I said, that's crazy how y'all saying this clown shit. And I'm saying the same thing other people are saying, because there's other people in the comments saying, well, why didn't this person make the list? And why didn't this person make the list? I can't really trust this list because such and such is not on it. And you didn't post them in your story, talk about something as clown shit. And I said, and it's funny because your number one artist, you ain't even spell her name right. But you claim to be a fan. And this is what I'm talking about, creating divisiveness within our music scene in Philly. They didn't need to do all that. And the crazy thing too is that you're trying to get famous off of other people's heads. You're trying to get famous. You're trying to build a following off of all these artists, because had you not did that interview with her, I wouldn't even know who you were. You take and promote her pain over and over again on your platform and never promote none of her music, because you shared her story just to get a cute couple of clicks and likes and stuff like that, and you tried to profit off of her pain, and I don't like that. You're just like Vlad, if not worse. I think it's worse because the people behind this are Black people. So I'm even more so like, y'all not right. So y'all ain't got to worry about me creating no goofy ass list, talking about something, this the top performers of 2025, because all y'all do. All y'all do. Everybody that has been spotlighted on this show is dope. And I'm not going to waste my time trying to comprise a top 10 list, because everybody is number one in my eyes. And that's all I got to say about that. I'm going to get off of it. Because I'm going to get off of it because it's not even, I'm not going to get too much more into it, but y'all can't, when you see platforms like that where they keep sharing the same clips over and over and over again just to get clicks and views and everything like that, and they don't promote the artists themselves, they just promoting the artist's pain, that's not cool. That's not cool. That is not cool. So back to this hot topic. And that's the last time I'm gonna say anything about that. I already did a live about it, and I'm doing it on my show. I'm always a person about right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And that was just all the way wrong. Especially when some of the people that they had on the list, they didn't even interview. People that take their time out to come through and do an interview with you and help put your name on the map, because then nobody know who you was. and you're anyway, I'm done. All right, just a little bit more background about the story. And just to let y'all know, before I even did this story, I reached out to the grandmother personally and asked her, could I use her story for this episode to raise awareness? Because some people was just taking it and then they was just using it and this and that third. And I asked her, and I wish I was screenshotted the message. I DM'd her on TikTok and I said, may I use your story for this topic? And she gave me the go ahead. So I'm not just up here using it all willy-nilly. I got her permission. All right. So the viral TikTok video from Mesquite, Texas shows a Black mother in active labor at Dallas Regional Medical Center being kept in triage for over 30 minutes while staff asked intake questions. And I did see a comment. Young P said, shout out to the nurse for keeping her composure, but that wasn't what the video was about. The nurse was purposefully moving without urgency. This young lady was in active labor. And when you're in labor, honey, you don't be wanting to answer no type of questions. You're trying to get the baby out. After the baby's out, then you can ask me all the questions in the world. Once the baby is healthy and able to be here on the earth, you can ask me all the questions in the world. But she wanted to sit up there and had this young lady, going through this pain. She just didn't care. All right. She just didn't care. And I get what you're saying. I am Young P. I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, she did keep her composure, but that was not the moment for it. We needed her to move with some type of urgency. If anything, the questions she was asking, the mother could have answered them while they took the daughter to the back and had her give birth to the baby. Oh, and there was a part in there, and I don't know if that was part of the video because I wasn't watching. I'm sorry, y'all. I put the video on and went to go get me some more tea. But I don't know if y'all saw that part when when the baby was born and the baby was out. Oh no, that was the other video. Shoot. So when the baby was out, the nurse picked the baby up and was like shaking the baby a little bit. And then like put him back down in the bassinet kind of forcefully. Oh my gosh, I know what video that's part of. And I didn't put that video in. But yeah, so not only did she have to wait, but they handled her baby really rough. And it's like they didn't care. So anyway, intake questions sparking outrage, legal action, and state level investigations. All right, follow me, y'all. Hosted by Cashman 2814, the mother of patient Carrie Jones. So the young lady is named Carrie. All right. Jones is seen doubled over in a wheelchair, screaming in pain, while a nurse continues asking admission questions. Her mother wrote that staff kept her waiting more than 30 minutes, even though her baby was born just 12 minutes later. At one point, Jones shouted that the baby was in her butt, while her mother asked staff if they treated all your patients like this or just the Black ones. The video has been viewed over 23 million times and drew hundreds of thousands of comments. The family is now represented by Romanucci and Blandon, a civil rights law firm, or Romanucci or Romanucci, I don't know, a civil rights law firm known for high-profile cases like Botham Jean. I'm sorry, y'all. My cold. I'm stuffed up, so I'm trying to get these words out right. They are exploring legal remedies for alleged negligence and discrimination. Texas lawmakers, including Representative Retta Bowers, met with hospital officials and Mesquite leaders to demand accountability. Bowers stated she believes race played a role in the delay and is pushing for reforms. The incident has been framed as part of the Black maternal health crisis, where Black women in the U.S. face higher rates of maternal mortality and mistreatment. Commentators noted the video highlights systemic distrust in healthcare, especially among Black mothers. The hospital issued a statement saying it is reviewing the situation to understand what occurred, but has not released detailed findings. The patient safety versus paperwork. The video shows staff prioritizing intake questions over urgent medical care. Community outrage. Millions of viewers express anger seeing the incident as evidence of racial bias in healthcare. Legal and political action. Civil rights attorneys and state lawmakers are now involved, signaling potential reforms. Cultural impact. The video has become a flashpoint in discussions about maternal health disparities in the U.S. Dallas Regional Medical Center's official response to the viral TikTok labor incident has been cautious and focused on review, while lawmakers and the public demand accountability. The hospital has acknowledged the situation and stated it is investigating intake and triage procedures, but has not yet issued a detailed corrective plan. Dallas Regional Medical Center said it is reviewing the situation to understand what occurred and emphasize its commitment to patient safety. No detailed findings yet. As of mid-November 2025, the hospital has not released a full report or outlined specific changes. Focus on intake procedures. Officials confirmed they are examining how triage and admission questions are handled while patients arrive in active labor. The incident has become part of the national conversation on Black maternal health, highlighting disparities in treatment and outcomes. Advocacy groups and civil rights attorneys are pushing for systemic reforms to ensure hospitals prioritize urgent care over paperwork. The family's legal team is exploring civil rights claims against the hospital, framing the case as both medical negligence and racial discrimination. The hospital stance is Dallas Regional Medical Center has promised a review, but has not yet shared concrete changes. Political involvement. State lawmakers are demanding transparency and reforms, citing racial bias concerns and community trust. The viral video has shaken confidence in the hospital, making this a flashpoint in the Black maternal health crisis. So, long and short of y'all, well, the short and make a long story short, the hospital ain't doing crap. They're not gonna do nothing. They're not gonna do nothing. They hoping that this will blow over after a while. They definitely gonna get sued, but I don't think the family is gonna get much of anything. They probably will wipe their hospital bill clean because they charge us to have babies. But it was interesting because it was this young lady, and I'm referring to her as a young lady, even though she doesn't have any sense. But she used this incident to say, Black women, we need to take our power back? Why is it that we know all these things we got to go through to have babies and we still have babies? Well, like, why would that even be a point? Why are you even bringing that up? Just stupid. Just, y'all keep having baby after baby after baby after baby. Well, this young lady has only been pregnant 3 times. This is her 3rd pregnancy, you know. And then she tried to imply that this young lady has more than one baby daddy. I'm like, what? How? What? You don't even know this family. Like, are you crazy? So stuff like that. Like, it was people on one side that saw the video and was outraged and like, we need to do something. We need to, you know, bring attention and bring awareness to this hospital that doesn't care about Black women. And then on the other end, you know, it's the idiots that's putting up whatever they want to say about the incident and imply certain things about the family that it ain't even true. So yeah, it's crazy. But all in all, the baby is healthy. Yes. The grandmother expressed briefly that when the baby was being born, it went through a lot of trauma. So it ended up having a bowel movement within the mother as it was being born. And the amniotic fluid was like a yellowish green. And so they said they still had to do tests and make sure that the baby was healthy and that the baby didn't have any infection or anything like that. Anything to affect its sight or anything like that. So far, so good. Okay. But there are a lot of cases when it don't end up being a happy ending. And I talked about that in my last episode when I was talking about this in the last season. I had a young lady on who, you know, was turned away, and ended up miscarrying her child because of the incompetence of the hospital she went to. So it don't always end with a happy ending. Thank God that little Cash was born, and you know, God had some really, really strong plans for this baby because the baby was born on 11/11, and anybody that know numbers and knows spirituality and everything like that know 11/11 is the number of the Most High. And I said that in my comment under her video. I was like, you know, God makes no mistakes. That baby was supposed to be born when the baby was born, you know. And maybe not so much the trauma that the baby went through, but hopefully this brings awareness and this hospital will get a good looking into. All right. Let me jump into these comments right quick. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really like stuffed up right now. Shout out to Alrighty Meow 75. Is that Care Bear? Did you change your name again? Did you change your name again on YouTube? And we have Veronica in the building. Wait a minute, let me see if I can find her. Let's see if I can find her. Ooh. Let's see if I can find. There we go, Veronica in the building. What's up, boo boo? All right, so real quick, Alrighty Meow is from Arkansas, watching from Arkansas, Arkansas. We had a lot of strong reactions to this first story. I'm going to run through them really quickly. Alrighty Meow said, this is so heartbreaking. I can't imagine what this young lady was going through. They should have called the nursing board on that nurse. She doesn't deserve her license. Oh, that was my comment. Also said should Veronica says sue them and take that bitch's license away. I hear you on that, girl. I hear you on that. But she also said Texas not surprised. Yeah. Yeah, because it's still this misconception that it's taught in healthcare that Black women don't feel pain like everybody else. Like, yeah, we grit and bear it sometimes, but we still feel the pain. It's just that we have a thicker skin and we can handle it better, but we still feel the pain. And that's the thing that they have to understand. Like, the pain is going to be the pain. How people deal with it is different, It's just like people with a high liquor tolerance. Some people could drink liquor and they'll drink one thing of wine and they'll be stumbling and fumbling all over the place. But then you have somebody that could knock back like 6-7 glasses and still be fine because they have a high tolerance. Just because you have a high tolerance for pain don't mean that you don't feel pain. That's what I said. Alrighty, Meow said they should have let the mother stay back to do the paperwork and take the young lady upstairs to labor and delivery. Trivo Lafayette her said, I tell people hospitals and schools work hand in hand. They aren't for modern people. The world is 2025, but our government system's still in 1865. Yup. Everybody, Trevo and I'm Young P keep dropping stuff. They gonna be dropping all this month. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. IMLP said, thank you. I truly and always appreciate you guys, Trevo and Shia. Love you, love you, Young P. It was always love here. Oh, y'all dropping W's in the chat for me. I love you guys. Oh, Trevo said the nurse was trying to help that hospital meet their quota. If you know, you know. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Meow said no, that nurse was being a straight up ass because she could. Mm-hmm. Veronica said she was purposely holding her because she is an evil person. Anyone knows that that labor is painful. It sure enough is, y'all. When I was pregnant with my son, and they said, "Oh, we give you epidural," and I said, "Okay, set it up." And I kept hitting that button. They said, "Ma'am, you only gotta hit it once." I was like, "Oh, I thought you had to keep hitting the button." All right, so alrighty, Meow said my fist would have been flying if someone handled my baby all rough. I'm gonna try to see if I can. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to upload that video, but y'all could definitely find it under Cashman 2814 on TikTok. All the videos are there. Veronica said, "Can you imagine the strength it took to hold that baby in?" Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, listen. She lucky. Listen, if it was me, and this might be a little graphic, y'all. If it was me, she had them shorts. Them shorts would have been down, and I would have definitely sat up there and squat, and I would have pulled my butt cheeks apart, and I would have pushed my baby out. I would have pushed that baby out. Listen, they would have had to clean up They would have had to clean up in that room. Cause listen, after having my first son, I'm not embarrassed by my body or nothing like that. Some people were like, I don't want to. When I had my baby, it seemed like everybody was up in my delivery room. I'm like, damn, like where are y'all come from? Like everybody done saw my hoo-ha and everything like that. So I would have definitely been on some stuff like, all right, you gonna keep asking me these questions? All right, bet. I will pull them pants down. I would have sat right there and I would spread my butt cheeks and I would have pushed my baby out and I would have pulled the rest of them out, just like how Kourtney Kardashian pulled her baby out, her first son out. I would have reached down and pulled them out. Y'all keep playing with me. Shit. I would have pulled. You would have been so mad. It would have been water and fecal matter everywhere. I wouldn't have cared because y'all not gonna sit here playing in my face. Shit. Alrighty, me. I said, oh my gosh, no. Bless her heart. I'm still so saddened for her. I'm just so glad she and her baby are okay. And I'm Yoki said, y'all gotta remember this is Texas we talking about. Yeah, okay, we about to move to the East Coast in a couple of seconds. All right. She said hospital had a whole different agenda, I see. Mm-hmm. They always do. They always do. It's like it's truly disgusting how she was treated. Exactly. Yup. They need to drag the president of the hospital and the name of the hospital through the mud for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. She was saying hashtag baby on the floor. Yup. That's what it would have been. It would have been like y'all remember that. Remember Dave Chappelle. He was like, everybody was in the club and they were on the dance floor and the thong song came and I was like, let me see that thong, right? So then he was like, so then the pregnant lady goes out on the dance floor and she started spreading her butt cheeks. He was like, hold up, it gets worse. He's like, is that her birth canal? And he's like, yes. He's like, it was a birth canal. It was a baby. It was the same baby that was on the corner talking about, so I got those teeth 2 for $5. Yo. But yeah, I would have straight up been in the middle of the joint like, y'all not gonna play in my face. But anyway, I think I got through all the comments, and that's the wrap up on that first story. So here's the second story, y'all, and then we're gonna close it out, all right? But here's the second story out of Chicago.
My daughter is being kicked out of this hospital and she's in active labor.
Video shared by an Illinois father shows the moment his wife, Mercedes Wells, was allegedly sent home from a hospital while she says she was in active labor. Wells said she arrived at the Franciscan Health Crown Point Hospital at about midnight.
By the time I got upstairs, it was about 8 minutes apart, my contractions. The nurse came in. She said, okay, let me check you. She checked me 3 centimeters apart. She said, okay, I'm going to check you again in about 2 hours. And if you haven't progressed, then we'll just send you home. I was on a monitor. My contractions began to get closer. She told me, well, take a walk. I was in excruciating pain. She seen me in pain and agony. And I guess she still perceived me to not be in labor.
Wells was escorted out of the hospital at 6:20 a.m. Minutes later, while driving away, Wells delivered her baby on the side of a road and then drove to a different hospital for treatment. The couple has since demanded accountability.
despite the fact that Ms. Wells was sharing with the nurse that she was having contractions at 1 minute apart and was in extreme pain, and as a prior mother was aware that she was in active labor and about to give birth, she was still turned away.
Franciscan Health Crown Point Hospital president and CEO shared this statement with CNN. The video and the comments it has generated are deeply troubling, and we understand the concern this has raised. The video is just one part of the information we are reviewing as part of a thorough investigation into this alleged incident. While patient privacy laws make it difficult for us to comment more deeply, it is important to note that the videos and the narrative surrounding them do not accurately represent Franciscan Health Crown Point's Catholic Healthcare Ministry's values. The baby is in good condition.
Just put the baby on me. I know you're on the phone with your midwife.
Baby's out, baby's out, baby's out.
Video shared by an Illinois father shows the moment his wife, Mercedes Wells, was allegedly sent home from a hospital while she says she was in active labor. Wells said she arrived at the Franciscan Health Crown Point Hospital at about midnight. Wells was escorted out of the hospital at 6:20 a.m. Minutes later, while driving away, Wells delivered her baby on the side of a road and then drove to a different hospital for treatment. The couple has since demanded accountability. Franciscan Health Crown Point Hospital president and CEO shared this statement with CNN. The video and the comments it has generated are deeply troubling, and we understand the concern this has raised. The video is just one part of the information we are reviewing as part of a thorough investigation into this alleged incident. While patient privacy laws make it difficult for us to comment more deeply, it is important to note that the videos and the narrative surrounding them do not accurately represent Franciscan Health Crown Point's Catholic Healthcare Ministry's values.
This man literally was driving at 45, 50 miles an hour, and he sees his daughter's head emerging and doesn't know what to do. He should have never been in that situation.
As a medical professional, how can you send someone away that's in pain? Even that, just that alone should be enough. So I just couldn't imagine it happening to anyone, but experiencing it, it just shows me that it must be. I know I wasn't the first person that this happened to. I've seen it in Texas days before, and then it was happening to me. So I know it's happened for her, and it's going to continue until everyone speaks up and advocates for each other, advocates for the problem, and take a stand to the situation, because we should not still be experiencing stuff like this in our country.
Before that recording, she cried unbearably. Like, it was a cry that I couldn't imagine, pleading to this day, and I was so upset, but I didn't want me to get upset. I didn't want to show it. I want to remain calm for my family. Yeah.
You've had other children.
I told her it was my fourth child. It's my fourth girl, vaginally. So I've had children before. So she knew that, as you have more children, naturally labor becomes more progressive. So it could go from 3 centimeters to 10 in a matter of a minute. And a lot of people know that. But this is what she does, but she didn't know that. Or she didn't care. And then the doctor never showed her face. So I was never assessed by a doctor. It was just, you gotta go because the doctor said you're not in labor, because I told her you're not in labor, pretty much.
Have you been to this hospital?
And yeah, I didn't expect none of this. I thought it was a Christian-based facility, which they claim to be, but they didn't treat me with care at all. So yeah, we were surprised to be treated so horribly. Very surprised, didn't expect it at all. We've heard of mothers dying giving birth. We've heard of the children not making it. So it could have gone anyway. And I wasn't being cared for by a professional. I was on my own with my husband to assist me and strip me of, pushing me out of their facility, stripping me of my dignity, not caring that I'm in agony. And everyone stood around to witness this, all the staff, and no one said a word.
So guys, everybody's like, oh, yeah, of course, Texas. Yeah, Texas. Of course, Texas don't care, But what if it's on the East Coast in Chicago? A Chicago area woman, Mercedes Wells, was turned away while in active labor at Franciscan Health Crown Point in Indiana and gave birth. Oh, she's from Chicago, but this was in Indiana. My bad. So it's in Indiana. All right. Gave birth in her car just 8 minutes later. The incident went viral and led to the firing of the doctor and nurse involved. So here we got some firings, okay? The nurse and the doctor involved got fired. Thank God, because sometimes they very slow to move their feet on these type of things. So November 16th, 2025. So 5 days after the young lady in Texas. And she even mentioned it. Mercedes even mentioned it, that we saw this happen at to another young lady, and now it's happening to us. Mercedes Wells, a mother of 4 from Dalton, Illinois, and it is. I haven't been pregnant a second time. I had my son. I was one and done, but I do know that once your body has already gone through the birthing process, it's like, all right, we've been here before. The body knows what to do. All right. If there's no hangups, it's going to do what it does. All right. And it's going to be more aggressive it's going to be more aggressive than it was the first time. Okay. Because it's like, we know the process. So now we're just trying to, we're trying to help you out, get the baby out. So, so the hospital was the Franciscan Health Crown Point in Indiana. Wells and her husband, Leon, had called ahead the day before to alert the staff she might go into labor early. Upon arrival, staff told her that she was only 3 centimeters dilated. They should have kept her. Because I remember when I was 3 centimeters dilated, it wasn't too much long after that I was 10 centimeters dilated, and then I had my son. So they should have kept her. And instructed her to go home and wait for labor to progress. Cell phone video shows Wells breathing heavily in the wheelchair before being escorted out by staff. Just 8 minutes later, she gave birth to her daughter in the family's car on the side of the road. A Facebook post and video shared by her husband went viral, showing Wells being wheeled out despite being in visible distress. The footage sparked outrage online, with many citing it as an example of medical negligence and racial bias. Civil rights groups and community leaders quickly rallied around the family, demanding accountability, just like in the first case. Franciscan Health Crown Point CEO Raymond Grady announced Grady. Okay, I'm sorry. Shady Grady had us. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. So Raymond Grady announced that the doctor and nurse directly involved were fired. The hospital mandated cultural competency training for the staff. A new policy required physician examination before discharging pregnant patients from labor and delivery. Grady admitted that compassionate concern is absent when a caregiver fails to listen to a patient who is clearly in pain and vulnerable. So they're a little bit more on it than the other place. Wells' case has been linked to the Black maternal health crisis, where Black women in the U.S. face higher risk of maternal mortality and mistreatment. Advocacy groups argue the incident reflects systemic issues in healthcare, including dismissing women's pain and prioritizing rigid protocols over urgent care. Wells and her husband are considering legal action against the hospital. Mercedes Wells was discharged while in active labor and gave birth in the car. Minutes later, the doctor and nurse involved were fired, and the hospital introduced new training and policies. This case has become a flashpoint in discussions about racial disparities in maternal health in the U.S. So let's do it side by side, y'all. So, Mesquite, Texas, Dallas Regional Medical Center, Crown Point, Indiana, Franciscan Health Chicago area mother, okay? So Franciscan Health, Dallas Regional Medical Center. In the first one, Mesquite, Texas, Carrie Jones is a Black mother in active labor. In the second one, Mercedes Wells is a Black mother of 4 from Dalton, Illinois. I would say she was dilated enough that they should have kept her. The incident, Mesquite left in triage for 30 minutes while staff asked intake questions. Baby born 12 minutes later. And Crown Point, Mercedes was told she was only 3 centimeters dilated. Discharge, gave birth 8 minutes later in her car. How was the evidence of this? Both of them have viral TikTok video. Well, one has a viral TikTok video, the other one has a viral Facebook video. The family's claim on the first case of Mesquite, staff prioritized paperwork over urgent care, alleged racial discrimination. In the second case, staff ignored clear signs of active labor, alleged negligence, and racial bias. In the first case, the hospital response was they issued a statement reviewing the situation, no detailed corrective plan yet. In the second case, they fired the doctor and nurse involved, mandated cultural competency training, and a new discharge policy. In the first case, as far as political legal fallout, Texas lawmakers met with hospital officials, civil rights attorneys exploring legal action. In the second case, hospital CEO admitted failure of compassion, family considering legal action, reforms already announced. In a broader context, in the first situation is seen as part of the Black maternal health crisis, and the second one is the same exact thing. All right. So here's my take on it. The second one, I think they moved a little bit more because there's some different factors. Okay. The thing that made the difference in the second case, and I hate to say it, but there was a man there. There was a man in the picture. The husband was there. And so things moved quicker. Things, and true, she shouldn't have been turned away in the first place. But everything that happened as a subsequent action of it, it moved quickly because she was there with her husband. And they can't spin the narrative like, oh, this is a Black woman who is just popping out babies and doesn't have a stable foundation and is not married and blah 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 blah. They can't spin the narrative. They can't villainize this woman. That's because that's what they try to do with the first case. They try to villainize her. They try to make it seem like, oh, see, she up there, she pregnant for the third time. She ain't got no man there. All this different stuff, all this crazy stuff, just to try to justify their incompetence, right? Which it doesn't matter if it's a man there or not. Do your job. Do your job. And you see a woman, it's crazy because it's like, why are we even, when it comes to labor and delivery, it's sad that they still can't just look past color and just see it's a woman giving birth, or a trans man or a non-binary. I'm not leaving y'all out. But why can't they just see that it's a person giving birth and that they're in pain? What happened to humanity? What happened to being like, these papers can wait. Let's get her up there, 3 centimeters. That is not too far along, okay? Like I literally remember like it was yesterday. He came in and said, "You 3 centimeters." I was like, "All right, cool." The next thing you know, I was 6. Then I was 10, and Wise was about to come, and that was the end of that. You get what I'm saying? It didn't take no hours and hours and hours. I know some people's labors be like that, but it ain't take no hours and hours for me. Literally, it was probably a good 20 minutes from 3 minutes, 3 centimeters dilated to me about to give birth to him. And honestly, it probably was shorter than that. It just seemed like a long time because everything they had to do to prepare, putting on the gloves, doing all this other goofy stuff. But when he was ready to come out, he was ready to come out. You feel me? So let's jump to these comments. Um, Let me see. Uh Y'all talk about and I hope that fluid gets all over her shoes too. Talk about me spreading my butt cheeks and doing it. The real deal DIY. It's funny when you say DIY, right? I know that stands for do it yourself. But y'all remember that part in Scary Movie when the dude in the wheelchair, he kept saying he was like, don't do it, I can do it myself. Like Veronica said that woman was robbed of her beautiful moment. Both of them were. Carrie Bear said absolutely she was. I'm angry for her. And then I Am Young Peace said that's a lawsuit. That is definitely a lawsuit. And then he said, at this point, I'm convinced people don't care about others anymore. Care Bear said that's the damn truth, and that's so sad. And then I can't, Trevor, I'm not gonna say that. You try to make me laugh. I can't laugh. I ain't got hardly no voice. But yeah, suffice it to say, the whole thing is that at the end of the day, let me go to my final thought. Hold on. That was this one. I was right the first time. So my final thought on it is that we need to get more, and I hate that it gotta be a race thing, a black, white thing, and all this different stuff. But I feel like at this point, the only way we're gonna get some real true health care that we deserve is if we get more black doctors in the field. We get more black hospitals, like people, like black people working in hospitals and stuff like that. You know, to and I'm talking about compassionate, and if not black people, just compassionate people. Okay, just compassionate people. I remember because it don't have to be black, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it was a doctor, I forgot her name, forgive me, but she was all like, oh, and it's, if y'all, I'm gonna take and put the link for the other healthcare one I did, because on that one I went back to the past and I brought it present, and I also touched on this doctor who was on Real Housewives. I forgot which one she was on, but she was doing a podcast, and the young lady asked her, why do you think the mortality, like, why do you think the rate at which black women are mistreated in hospitals are so high, and this and the third? And the black woman doctor said that black women tend to over exaggerate their pain and their symptoms, and they do too much, pretty much. And it's like, what? So you're saying that so you're agreeing with your white counterparts that we're over exaggerating our pain and that we're like essentially making it up. And that's not a doctor that I will want to work on me. Because you're telling me that my pain is not valid. Like my feelings are not valid because I'm over exaggerating my pain and everything like that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to take and put that link in the bio so y'all can watch that episode too, because it ties in so well to this episode. Once again, my final thought on it is, again, we need to get more hospitals with compassionate people and people of color that are compassionate and understand. Because like I said, you could be a person of color and not be compassionate too. It's just it's so hard. It's so hard. So many people are afraid to go to the doctor because number one, they don't have health care. All right. They don't have, with everything that's happening with the government, they don't have health care. And so they put off going to the hospital. But then there's that other reason why they don't go, because they don't think that they're taken seriously when they go into the hospital, and that when they go in, people are not going to give them the care that they deserve. And that's really a sad thing to think about, because it's like you want to feel safe at the hospital. You want to feel like if you go to the hospital, you will come out feeling better. But there's a lot of things that they do in hospitals nowadays. You got some real crooked people with them scalpels in their hands. And it's not good and it's not safe. But I'm not doing this. I'm not trying to be a fear monger. I'm not trying to be that person that instill fear in people. I want people to go to the hospital if they feel like they need to go to the hospital. I want them to get checked. I want them to get, all of those things. But it's like, where do you go? Where do you go? What hospital is the best hospital? You never know. Some people might, some pipe, some people might go to a hospital and have a great experience. Other people might go to the same hospital and have a horrible experience. It's a toss up. You never know. You never know. I know that the hospital that I went to, Temple, the hospital I was born in, the hospital that, I gave birth to my son in, I haven't had a bad experience in Temple. And, the only thing I don't like about Temple is their emergency room, because it takes forever. It takes forever. But the doctors, the nurses, the staff, they're always very friendly. They're always accommodating. Once you in there, you in there. But I don't like the ER. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But everything else, my labor and delivery was amazing. When I gave birth to my son, it was no problems. Um, yeah, so I don't have any qualms with Temple. Now there might be somebody on the other side of the coin that went to Temple and had a terrible experience. I don't know. I don't know, because I had a good experience. Now, if you're in Philly, should you go to Temple? I don't know, because we have other hospitals. We have Jefferson. People swear by Jefferson. People, you got Einstein. You got so many other hospitals. But I know that Temple has been the hospital that I've planted my flag at, and that's the one that I go to. So I want everybody to just pray for those families, pray for those babies, pray for those who are um going to be giving birth before the end of this year, in the future, because it's a very scary time now. It's a very scary time now because they're cutting back so many programs and stuff like that. And then and then there's like people that are like pro-life and they like, oh, we want to stop, ABs, and we don't want people getting ABs, but then they don't want us to have the means to feed the babies that are coming into the world if we're like down on our luck. Not everybody get pregnant at the right time and decide like it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. But all I'm saying is, because I could run my mouth all night about this, but I'm not going to, because I know y'all got other places to be. And I also want to thank y'all for rocking out with me. All of those who've been rocking out with Think Different TV since the beginning, and the ones who had just joined the Think Different TV choo choo train, chugga 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 choo choo. I want to thank y'all for rocking out with me. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new episodes, exclusive interviews, or replays of Think Different TV, Think Different TV's Player Pass. In my opinion, with Think Different TV's Lashia. Remember, if you want to watch Kink Different TV, it's only on patreon.com/TDTV KDTV. I'm here for you guys, man. I really enjoy doing this show, and I really want to make sure that y'all have all the information possible about certain things that's going on in the world. Now, some people have been doing these stories and they just share their opinion on, what happened, whatnot. They don't give you all the facts. I made sure I did my research, got the facts for y'all so y'all can know the name of the people. If y'all want to go and follow Cashman2814 and keep up with the family on TikTok, y'all could definitely do that. It's just a lot going on right now. We need to show people more love and compassion and stop being so hateful towards one another, right? So that's my final thought for the night. We're going to jump into this. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, y'all, I'm spreading awareness. And I hope y'all appreciate it. I hope y'all got a lot out of showing y'all tonight. After this, I'm going to take some NyQuil. I'm going to try to beat this cold, y'all, because this ain't no joke. The flu is no joke. It's like, it's beating me down, y'all. It's always around the holidays I get like this, man. So, really quickly, Think Different TV is sponsored by the one and only Euphoria Water, cleanest, healthiest water in Philadelphia. Alkaline water with minerals, no chemicals, no additives. It is good and good for you. If you're going to hydrate the right way. Get your Euphoria Water today. You can find Euphoria Water on IG at UPHORIAWATER. Or if you live in the Philadelphia area and want Euphoria Water delivered to your home, you can contact Captain at 267-707-8279. A1 Day One sponsor of Think Different TV. The network, the brand, the network has several shows, in my opinion, with Think Different TV's Lashia every Sunday, 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on It's Yours Radio, hosted by my bros Donnie O and Beck on Live 97.5 FM in Salisbury, Maryland. You can also listen in to the shenanigans live on www.live975.com. We have Think Different TV, which is every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on the Think Different TV YouTube channel, Facebook, and Instagram. All right. Think Different TV every Monday. Tuesdays, we had Think Different TV's Player Pass Game Show at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. When we come back next year, that will be the time and the day that we'll be on. Right now, you can catch up on our playlist on the Think Different TV YouTube channel under Think Different TV's Player Pass. And then when we come back, we're going to come back with a new look. We're rebranding, so keep a lookout for that. Think Different TV is Wednesdays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Patreon only, patreon.com/TDTV KDTV. All right, y'all. We're wrapping it up. We're going to jump into our TDTV music video of the week, Counting Up by my bro, I Am Young P. Close out the show. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all have a wonderful week, and I'll see y'all all next week. Stay safe, stay healthy. I love you guys. Oh, and have a wonderful holiday, because we're going to have Thanksgiving this week. So I'll see y'all after the holiday, all right? Bye.
I'm coming in hot.
Hey, this is your favorite niece, Aaliyah. You're watching Think Different TV, hosted by Lashia, and this is the music video of the week.
Yeah. Hey, Cyrus, what it do? Let's get it. It was painful, but a nigga made it click. I get stoned just to get away from here. They be talking about me like a nigga can't hit. I keep God with me, so I'm never scared. It was painful, but a nigga made it click. I get stoned just to get away from here. They be talking about me like a nigga can't hit. I keep God with me, so I'm never scared. Love me now, baby, don't wait till I take off. Screaming rest in peace to the homie take off. Folks is weird, baby, some ain't tryna be part of. I get money, baby, some ain't tryna show off. I came up, baby, fuck around, blew it off. I be fly, baby, something just like Rudolph. I know I'm hot, baby, I can't even cool off. I'm in the crib, baby, made this happen. Hey, I go by Young P, in case you ain't know me, you heard? I come in peace, yeah. Let's get it. I've been counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul, I got vision like an owl. I've been counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul, I got vision like an owl. Counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul, I got vision like an owl. I've been counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul, I got vision like an owl. Thank God I seen every dirty move that they pull. I keep stacking, I'm be swimming in my money like a fool. I show love, everything they did to a nigga was just cool. Tell myself I get some money, never been a fan of school. I be counting up, mama ain't raised no fool. I be counting up, nigga, who are you? I be counting up, mama ain't raised no fool. I be counting up, nigga, who the fuck is you? I stay counting like a bank, I'm screaming loud as shit is dang. Organization we move like Frank, when I'm on the clock, no time to blank. I stay counting like a bank, I'm screaming loud as shit is dang. Organization was moving like Frank, when I'm on the clock, no time to blank. I've been counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul, I got vision like an owl. I've been counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul, I got vision like an owl. Counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul, I got vision like an owl. I've been counting since a child, scared myself so I don't go wild. Everything they did was foul, I got vision like an owl.
GoFundMe is not life insurance. The time for life insurance is now.
I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business.
But the secret is you got to coordinate. Most people don't coordinate, so you got to coordinate.
Say hello to America's new favorite game show, Think Different TV's Play or Pass. Get ready to experience trivia like never before. It's not just about what you know, it's about how you play the game. Join our charismatic host Bubbles every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the most exhilarating trivia battles on television. As we wrap up our incredible first season, we're gearing up for an even more exciting season 2 in 2025. We're looking for sharp minds and strategic thinkers to join us for one-on-one duels, thrilling team battles, and high-energy tournaments for high school and college students. Think you've got what it takes to outsmart the competition? Prove it! Become a contestant by calling 267-225-1824 or emailing lashiastar2@gmail.com. Think Different TV, live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me, your girl Lashia. Join me as I discuss social topics, spotlight independent artists, and share financial tips. Join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. Think Different TV, where minds meet.
You're the reason I